How often are you going out and supporting other musicians and performers in your own community? Let's talk. Welcome back to Danny Robertson Music, where we try to help you become the best possible performer that you can be on whatever stage you choose. I'm Danny Robertson. Thanks for joining me again this week. Today, I want to talk about showing your support and appreciation for the other musicians and performers that are around you in your own community. So let's start this video with a story. A couple of months ago, my wife and I went out for a date night at a local establishment here in town, and we ran into a couple of musicians that I know who were performing that night. They were really excited to see me come and watch them that night, to the point where one of the musicians at their break made a point to come up to me and say that he was simultaneously really excited and really nervous to see a real musician in the crowd. I'd realized that a lot of us musicians, we want people to support us, but we don't often support each other enough out in the community. And we could all do a little bit better at lifting each other up. Let's look at 5 quick things that we can get out of supporting each other to build a better musical community. Number 1 is inspiration and motivation. The things that you see from watching other performers perform is you learn other ways that things can be done than just the way that you are doing them. Some performer might have a great way of saying something live that gets the audience engaged, and you may want to learn to take that and make that your own in some way. It might be that a particular song that is covered by one band works really well, that maybe it would fit well with your band. By supporting each other, we learn from each other. That helps us all grow as performers. Secondly, in the same vein of things, by going out and supporting each other and seeing what others do, it creates a slightly competitive spirit. It helps us want to get better. Healthy competition is a good thing. I know when my old band really was starting to get good, there were a few other groups that were also really, really good around that time frame. Our main competition around that time were great people who did great work. And actually, since then, I've become friends with several of them. It's kind of fun to have that competitive spirit. Competition creates a better product for everybody. So go out and see your favorite local band, or maybe even not your favorite local band. See what they're doing well. It might drive you to get a little bit better. Number 3, I would think is the most obvious one to bring up, is the chance to network. Get to know other musicians. Make some friends. Possibly figure out other gigging opportunities. Other times where you can perform music with new faces, learn to play with new people. It's always great to learn the level of talent that is out there and available, because sometimes you might find that guitar player that's playing in that band that you really like, maybe he's looking for something new, or maybe you find that you have a singer that you just blend harmonically with perfectly. Get out there and do some networking, because if you meet the right set of musicians, it's better for you, it's better for them, and it's better for your community. Now, if you're doing a lot of networking and making friends with other musicians, another thing that can benefit from this is getting some increased exposure. Now, I'll give you an example of this. I know several guys that play acoustic music in a solo environment. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday gigs where it's just them and an acoustic guitar. What a couple of them realized several years ago is that sometimes one of them can't take a gig, but they need to call a different one to try to give that gig to somebody else. So they created a regular meeting and a texting chain between many acoustic guitar players so that they could take care of each other and make sure that they all had enough gigs when they needed them. By getting out there and networking, you increase your exposure, and therefore you make some friends in the right places that help you get more musical performing opportunities. This brings up another side point about the fact that when you have an issue, you have friends to help collectively solve the problem. You have other musicians that are in the same boat as you. They understand the needs that you have and the problems that you face. And sometimes having the right people to talk to, you can solve bigger problems about your performing, your ability to get gigs, or even your issues if somebody leaves a band or something like that, to take care of your problems. You handle it collectively as a group as opposed to being an individual problem. A good example of this happened to me recently. A friend texted me asking if I would be interested in playing keyboard on tour for an American Idol contestant. The people that represented that American Idol contestant knew my friend and had reached out to him because they knew that he knew a lot of musicians in our area who might be interested in that gig. The opportunity was there, and he was able to help them try to solve that problem. Now, I'm not sure who ended up taking that gig, but I'm sure that they found the right keyboard player for the job. Now, regardless of what we're talking about, whether it's networking opportunities, the ability to solve problems as a collective group, the fact that we can learn and grow from each other and create that competitive spirit to help us all get better, all of that is good, but it ultimately ends in one goal. You end up getting to celebrate the overall success of a more diverse, higher quality, stronger musical community. When we appreciate our fellow musicians, whether they're friends or competition, we get better as musicians, we get better as performers, and oftentimes we get better as people. So in the spirit of community, I want to show off some videos of live performances of some great musicians that I know around the area that I think are doing great things with their performances and with creating a better community. Thanks again for watching this week. Don't forget to get on my email list at DannyRobertsonMusic.com and subscribe to this YouTube channel. And until next time, get out there and support your fellow musicians and performers. They're doing great work, and they deserve to be complimented and supported just like you want to be. Best of luck to you on your next performance, and I'll see you soon. Take care.